live and archive broadcasts, scores, standings, and much more. Trib Live High School Sports Network, your high school sports leader. All season, every season.
This is the Lawrence County Sportsnet, powered by LCAP. Your home for the County of Champions.
Has a throw to first, and that's your ball game. Union has won its first ever WPIAL championship.
There it is. Champions, the Static Lancers.
Strike three. The Union Scotty, golden once again.
One gold, not enough. How about 2 district gold and 2 state gold for the Lady Lancers? The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
9 seconds. Anderson into the corner. It's forced for 3. Good! Take time for 10.
Wants to throw again. Directing traffic. Going for the quarterback in the end zone. Touchdown! Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County Sportsnet. And hoping to get the gold ball, heading home to Lawrence County. We start off the PIAA basketball playoffs here tonight on the Lawrence County Sportsnet, powered by LCAP. Tonight in Class 1A first round action, the District 7 runner-ups and the District 10 runner-ups, the Union Scotties, hosting the Kennedy Catholic Golden Eagles. Tonight's broadcast on lcsportsnet.com and on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Brought to you tonight by the Union Area Boosters. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you in part by Maley Chiropractic, by Luxembourg Garbett, Kelly and George, by the Red Zone, by Medor Bonner Law, by Pontius Insurance, by the Crane Room Grill, by Penn Ohio Bottled Water, by Health in Motion Physical Therapy, by Lawrence County Child and Youth Services, by the Union Area Education Association, the Union Volunteer Fire Department, and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. I'm James Dotson, glad to be on the call here tonight from the Cavelli Fieldhouse, Union High School, our site for tonight's game. Class 1A opening round action. The field of 32 is set and ready to take battle here as we have the District 7 and District 10 runner-ups doing battle. The Union Scotties coming in with an overall record of 22-3. Kennedy Catholic coming in at a 13-10 record on the season. And interestingly enough, you have 2 teams that have actually played each other already this year, as surprising as that might be. And when you get to the state playoffs, you think, okay, a lot of new opponents. But these 2 teams have played the last couple of years in the regular season, and no question they are, well, I don't want to say become rivals. It's not exactly to that level, but they are used to playing against each other now, and that's a very fun part of it, as there was a good, strong battle when they played at Westminster College last year. Not so much in this year's competition. A 40-plus point advantage for the Union Scotties, but this is a very different Kennedy Catholic team from when they played back in early January. We'll talk about that when we get going here on our LGKG pregame show. Back in a moment. Just about 12 minutes away from tip-off between the Scotties and the Golden Eagles here on the Lawrence County Sportsnet, powered by LCAP.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAP Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
For 20 years, Maley Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Maley Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet, but more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Maley Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Contractors, the Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
We thank our friends at Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George for sponsoring our pregame show here tonight. Let their law firm of AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers guide you through the legal process. Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George, keeping promises for over 80 years. And a big difference when you look at these two teams in terms of their state playoff resume. Union Scotties, this is just the 31st game they have ever played in the state tournament. On the other side for Kennedy Catholic, they have 109 wins in postseason play in the state tournament. 109-27 is their record. And last time that they lost in a first-round game was back in 2013 to Lincoln Park. They did lose in the first playoff game that they played 2 years ago in 2021. That was when the state tournament was limited in terms of numbers. There were only, I believe, 8 teams that even made it to the state tournament in Class 1A that year. They lost in their opening round game to Portage that season. And these two teams mentioned no strangers as they played the last couple of years in the regular season. They've met in the state playoffs 3 times as well. A couple of Kennedy victories back in 1989, a 19-point victory for Kennedy Catholic, and a huge second round victory for Kennedy Catholic over Union, 73-37. That was back in the Oscar Shibway days. That one, 73-37, the victory over the Union Scotties. By the way, Shibway projected still to be a top draft pick, potentially playing now at the University of Kentucky, getting ready for their March Madness as we get ready here for March Madness here today. Back January 15th, the Ron Galbraith Classic, at Westminster College, 64-18. Believe it or not, that was not the fewest points that Union allowed on the season. They actually allowed 11 against Wilmington in the Shannon Christmas tournament, but 18 points to hold this Kennedy Catholic team. Very impressive. Now, keep in mind, though, Kennedy Catholic was shorthanded in that game. They had a couple guys who were out of the lineup, especially their sophomore point guard, Levi Hellstock. That's a big hole to fill for sure for Coach Rick Mancino out there talking with Coach Stanley right now. Coach Mancino, his first year back in his second stint at his alma mater. Same you have for Coach Mark Stanley, his second stint for the alma mater for Coach Stanley, though he is in his 9th season at the U. But for Coach Mancino, he was a coach from 2009 to 2020, 218 wins in that time, including 4 state championships. He was a state champion of his own playing for Kennedy Catholic. Actually scored 25 points in the state championship game back in 1986. So 2 guys got it done as players on the hardwood, coming back to their community to be head coaches. That's a lot of fun to look at. Both these teams coming off of district championship defeats. Farrell defeated Kennedy Catholic 59-40 in the championship game back on Friday, a week ago. Last Thursday, down at the Peterson Event Center, a long third quarter into the fourth quarter for the Scotties. 64-41 defeat to Imani Christian in that Class 1A championship game. So both teams looking to right the ship and try to make a postseason run in the state tournament. Second straight season, the Scotties have been Class 1A WPIAL runner-ups. Kennedy Catholic moved back down into Class 1A, had been Class 2A for the past couple of seasons, now back in Class 1A action. We'll see if they can get off to a roll on the road. Only about a 15-20 minute drive, though, to get to here, the Covelli Fieldhouse, for tonight's contest. 4 other games going on for Lawrence County teams here tonight. The Wilmington girls playing at home against Our Lady of the Sacred Heart. That's another D10 versus D7 matchup. You'll also have the Shannock girls traveling to District 6 to take on Westmont Hilltop. That's a very talented Westmont Hilltop team. Try to get you score updates there. We'll definitely have the matchup in Class 3A. We'll have updates for you on Class 3A girls as Laurel hosts Sharpsville in Class 3A first round action. And the other game already underway is the game in Class 2A as the WPIAL champion Shenango Wildcats hosting a very talented 4th place team out of District 6 in Marion Center. In that game, as we've been following along, we have the audio coverage on that one as well from the home of the Shenango Wildcats. That is, of course, Bill McNeese Gymnasium. Right now a 2-point lead late in the third quarter for Shenango, 36-34. So we'll try to keep tabs on that one as we go along here tonight as well. We're just a few minutes away from starting lineups and tip-offs, so we're going to squeeze in one last break. We'll come back. You're listening to the Class 1A boys basketball first-round action, Union and Kennedy Catholic, here at LC Sportsnet and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Weiland, Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance and receive the personalized service you deserve.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
Hey Scotty fans, it's Mrs. Ryan and Miss Felina here on behalf of the Union Area Education Association. And we want to wish all of our Scotties good luck this season. Go Scotties!
Back at the Covelli Fieldhouse, glad to have coverage for you here today. Tonight for the Class 1A first round game between the Union Scotties and the Kennedy Catholic Golden Eagles. And with that, we're going to turn it over to our PA announcers. We're going to have some excitement coming up here. We're expecting to get the lights going out with some blue and white for the Scotties, but also I think we're going to get some red and gold coming up for Kennedy Catholic. We'll turn it over to our PA announcer for the starting lineups. Your starting lineups here tonight brought to you by our friends at Penn Ohio Bottled Water. Make sure you call Penn Ohio Bottled Water for your bottled water delivery service, anywhere from 3 to 5 gallon water cooler jugs or even the 16.9 bottled water. Let them do the heavy lifting and bring refreshing water straight to your door. So Thorsten Hart, Levi Hellstock, Remington Hart, Max Southworth, and Nick Ondo are the 5 out there for Kennedy Catholic, and the 5 seniors for the Scotties: Matt Stanley, Cam Taylor, Caden Fisher, Peyton Lombardo, and Brennan Porter. Scotties in their home whites will be going left to right as you listen at lcsportsnet.com. Kennedy going right to left in their road maroon and gold. Up for the tip, it's Ondo against Fisher, and ball controlled by Fisher. So Scotties will get first possession on the right wing with the ball. Liz Lombardo gets it to Matt Stanley between the circles. He's the all-time leading scorer in Union Scotties boys basketball history, and just 30-some points away from becoming the men's or women's leading scorer. And he goes right into the lane off the right block, off the window and in for an early 2 points for the Scotties. Remington Hart will give it up as they give it to Halestock. Looking to run the offense into motion. Handoff from the foul line. Driving the lane was Thorsten Hart, and he's going to get a pair of free throws. He was fouled on the way to the hoop by Brennan Porter. His first, team's first, and a nice quick drive into the lane right off the bat for the Kennedy Catholic Golden Eagles. Just 30 seconds into this contest, and first free throw up and in for Thorsten Hart, the 6'3 sophomore. A lot of height on this team, to say the least, for Kennedy Catholic. 6'3", 6'2", 6'2", 6'4", and the point guard at 5'10". Both free throws good for Thorsten Hart. 2-2 here early from the Cavelli Fieldhouse. Porter on the left wing, swings over to Taylor, thought about a 3, steps back into the motion offense. Lombardo, top of the key to Matt Stanley. He pumps, he drives, he gets to the lane, he'll kick it back out. Extra pass to Lombardo in the corner for 3. Bam! Peyton Lombardo's 65th three-pointer on the season. 5-2 Scotties, 7 minutes remaining first quarter. Remington Hart gives it to the right wing. That's Nick Ondo. Around the perimeter it goes to Southworth. Both teams very familiar with each other. Similar motion offense between the two. Not surprising from the area we go. Driving in, Porter's going to knock it away from Southworth as he was driving in. Actually checked that was Remington Hart driving, and it's going to be a held ball. Possession error will stay with Kennedy Catholic. Scotties leading 5-2, 6:34 remaining in quarter number 1. Today's broadcast again brought to you by the Union Area Boosters. Right off the inbounds pass, Thorsten Hart gets a layup on the baseline drive, makes it 5-4 Union. And a scoreline of 64-18 when they played back on January 15th. Nobody expecting a game quite like that this time around. Porter with possession, just standing out there, no one guarding him. Finally, he's going to swing it over to Cam Taylor to the top of the key. Deep 3 on the way, but nothing but net. Peyton Lombardo, he was held quiet in the WPIAA championship game, coming out firing on all cylinders, 2 for 2 early. Remington Hart across the timeline, hands it off to Thorsten Hart. Though Hart has all 4 points so far, but he loses this one out of bounds. Bodies flying all over the place, and last touch by Kennedy Catholic for the turnover. 5:51 remaining in the first quarter, and here comes Lucas Stanley off the bench at the 5:51 mark. All he did in the WPIAA playoffs was score 27, 26, and then ended up with 15 in the WPIAA championship game. Baseline cut and find. Caden Fisher will get the layup off the pass from Matt Stanley. Makes it 10-4 in favor of the Scotties as he kind of slipped the screen on the baseline drive. Coming back the other way. Halestock for 3. Knocks it down. Not even 3 minutes into this game. 7 points on the board for Kennedy Catholic. Again, they only scored 18 the entire Ron Galbraith Classic at Westminster College back just 2 months ago. Lucas Stanley will try one from beyond the arc. Back iron, no good. Stanley is now knocked down 48 threes on the season. 18 of them coming in the WPIAL playoffs. Right now he's working on defense, and it's going to be a pass across the lane, blocked from behind, and last touch by Nick Ondo out of bounds. Early nominee for your Maley Chiropractic play of the game. As there's a baseline drive and a pass off to Ondo, but swatted away on the backside. So now Union will be in possession. Caden Fisher working the motion. 10-7 your score, 4:40 remaining first quarter. Peyton Lombardo, he's 2 for 2 for 3. This one off the mark. A little bit too strong. So Scotty's now 2 of 4 from beyond the arc in the early going. 10-7 the scores. We approach the midway point of the opening quarter. Drive in the lane. Hailstock's going to be reached and tied up by Cam Taylor. It's going to be another Kennedy Catholic turnover, as we already had a couple of held balls, and now Nick Ondo will check back in. Remington Hart will check out for him. Cameron Gwynn, the 6'2 junior, was who came in at the last whistle for the Golden Eagles. Fisher sets a high screen for Matt Stanley. He drives in, kicks it to Lombardo, who traveled with the basketball. By the way, credit Cam Taylor with that big block as your early Maley Chiropractic play of the game nominee. Midway through the first quarter, 10-7 your score. Scotty's leading Kennedy Catholic. Trying to drive down is Gwynn. His pass is going to be off the mark, out of bounds. 10-7 the score as we're going to go to a timeout on the court. Back in a moment at the Class 1A first round action. You're listening to it here at lcsportsnet.com and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Do what you say you're going to do. At LGKG, we've been doing that for over 80 years.
Glad you can join us here on lcsportsnet.com. A 10-7 lead for Union over Kennedy Catholic in Class 1A boys action to tip off the state tournament. A good game going on. The other broadcast we have at lcsportsnet.com, it's tied at 39 with just 4 minutes remaining between the Shenango girls and Marion Center. Here back at the Cavelli Fieldhouse, Braylon Thomas right off the bench gets right into the action. He drives into the lane. His little floater is good. Makes it 12-7 Scotties. Down to 3:30 remaining in the opening quarter. Levi Hailstock, 5'10 sophomore in front of the Scotties bench, will direct traffic and call out the play for his Golden Eagles. Trying to work it down low for Nick Ondo. Instead, it's going to go baseline drive, dribbles all the way underneath and back up between the circles, back up into the motion. To the right wing, that's Nick Ondo. He drives around. It's going to be poked away from behind by Matt Stanley. Ball on the floor. It's going to be picked up there by Kennedy Catholic. Maintaining possession are the Golden Eagles. Thorsten Hart, he had the first 4 points for Kennedy. Swings it over to the right wing for Remington Hart. Pump fake, drive in. Big, clean block. Matt Stanley stuffed the shot from Levi Hailstock, and he's going to try to go coast to coast. No good on the shot, but he was fouled on the way up. It'll be the the first foul against Kennedy Catholic. So 1 foul apiece here in the early going, and 2 free throws coming from Matt Stanley, the program's all-time leading scorer for boys basketball. 1,716 points now as he toes the line. Make it 17-17 as he makes the first. Elijah Booker's going to check in for the first time. Peyton Lombardo to take a break. So you got Matt Stanley, Lucas Stanley, as well as Braylon Thomas, Caden Fisher, and Elijah Booker on the court for the U. Both freebies are good for Matt Stanley. Close to 80% on the season for the senior. 9 seniors on this Union team. And the third Stanley brother, Mark Stanley, at the scorer's table ready to check in. Shot off the mark in the lane from Remington Hart, no good. And then he's going to trip up Matt Stanley on the way up the court incidentally. And if that is Remington picking up, that should be his second. Oh, they only mark it as his first, so I apologize. I missed the first foul, who they ended up getting it on. 2:35 remaining in the first quarter. 14-7 your score. Scotty's with the lead. Kennedy now into a 2-3 zone defense and not on the same page as trying to relocate was Elijah Booker. The skip pass from Braylon Thomas went right in to the Kennedy Catholic cheerleaders wearing the leis tonight for Hawaii theme. First Union turnover of the ball game. 2:25 remaining in the first quarter. Kennedy Catholic with possession, trailing by 7. Nick Ondo on the right wing, goes down to the block, trying to back his way in as Remington Hart kicks it back out to Thorsten. His 3, in and out, no good. And rebound for Lucas Stanley as Kennedy goes one and done. Into the 2-3 we go again. Defensively for Kennedy Catholic. Pump fake, Matt drives in, kicks it to Lucas in the corner, open for 3, off the mark, no good. We're going to have a whistle and a foul on Mark Stanley down low on the rebound. They're going to get him with a push-off. Mark Stanley, who did not play the entire regular season, has come off the bench in the 3 WPIAL playoff games and then here today as well in the state playoffs. 2 team fouls apiece, 14-7 your score. Just under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. To the left wing for Levi Hailstock, working the motion. Good ball control from both these teams. Backdoor cut, able to get it to Remington Hart. Off the window and in. Regathered it and put it up. The 6'2 senior's first points. Ends a near 4-minute scoring drought, by the way, for Kennedy Catholic. Cuts the lead down to 14-9. Skip pass against the zone defense to Matt. He's going to go drive into the lane. No good on his shot, but that's because he was hit on the arm on that foul line jumper. Thorsten Hart can't believe it. Coach Mancino saying, yeah, you got him on the arm. First against Thorsten Hart. You have a lot of first names you're going to be hearing tonight. Thorsten and Remington Hart. You got Nick and Brock Ondo on the roster. And, of course, you got the 3 Stanleys, Matt, Lucas, and Mark out there. Matt at the free throw line. Mark and Lucas going to the bench. First free throw off the mark. Don't say that often for Matt Stanley over the course of his career. Second free throw rattles around, and it doesn't go either. Score remains 14-9, 1:10 remaining in the first quarter. Braylon Thomas gets a steal in front of the bench, but he's going to go out of bounds. Last touched by Thomas as he nearly ripped it away from Nick Ondo. You keep bumping it. Off the inbounds pass to get it to Southwork. He's going to get double teamed down in the block. Cam Taylor just came off the bench. He's going to tie him up. The arrow will still point in favor of Kennedy Catholic. Yeah, I'm hearing it pop in my ear every time. Oh, one time we did. I don't believe you. Thorsten Hart gets the inbounds pass. He tries to back his way in. Nice spin move in the lane. Thorsten Hart now with 6. 14-11 your score, just under a minute to play in the first. Again, it was a 46-point Scotties victory when they played back in January. This three-pointer off the mark, no good. Smallest player on the court, Elijah Booker, fighting for the rebound, still fighting for it on the court, and they're going to get a whistle and a timeout. Elijah Booker listed at 5'10". I'm going to say that might be a little bit generous, 5'10" with the hair. And he's going to fight and get the ball, and before there's a held ball even, we'll get a Pontius. For the Shenango Lady Cats, the WPL champions in Class 2A girls basketball. They have a 3-point lead with 1:25 now remaining. Switch on over at lcsportsnet.com. Listen to the end of that one. And then join us back here at the Covelli Fieldhouse, as it's a good battle between the Scotties and the Golden Eagles. Taylor on the right wing. Kennedy in their 2-3 zone defense. Scotties made their first 2 shots from beyond the arc, but misfired on their last 3. Actually, have now misfired on their last 4. Down to 10 seconds remaining, and Scotties is holding the ball. Now Stanley will engage, goes to the right wing, gets it back up to Lombardo. Over to Braylon Thomas on the left wing. Skip pass to the corner. Lombardo open for 3 at the buzzer. It's going to be short, no good. And that's how your first quarter comes to an end, but a good one here at the Covelli Fieldhouse. 14-11, Union leads Kennedy Catholic. Back in a moment here on the Lawrence County Sportsnet and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Today's broadcast brought to you by the Union Boost.
All our programs are filled with amazing children, but we need help. We're hiring group supervisors, assistant group supervisors, aides, and many other support positions. If you love to work with children as young as 6 weeks old, then you could be a superhero too. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County. Apply today at lcap.org.
Second quarter underway. Union will have first possession. They lead Kennedy Catholic 14-11. With possession right now is Cam Taylor. He's going to get the ball between the circles. Now back the return pass to him on the right wing. He'll take a 3 ball up and in. Cam Taylor, a quiet 5.5 points per game. He gets the 3 there, and then he gets the turnover. Forces it out of bounds, knocked it away from Levi Hailstock. So 17-11 your score early in the second quarter. Working around the perimeter to the left wing. Matt Stanley tries to go on the baseline drive, passes it to Brennan Porter. Back around the perimeter, extra pass to Caden Fisher. He thought about a 3, thought better of it. Over to Lombardo on the high low, gives it to Porter. He pumps, ball up and in. Trying to draw the charge with Remington Hart. The officials give a no call, and we're going to have a timeout on the court. And say Hart flopped to the ground. It's an 8-point lead. Boosters bring here at Title Township. Boosters also sponsoring the broadcast tomorrow for the Union Lady Scots, the WPL champions for the first time in program history. They'll be playing at 2 o'clock tomorrow against Clarion. Back to the action, nearly a steal in the backcourt. That's going to be a steal in the backcourt as Matt Stanley first poked it away, and then it was taken down by Caden Fisher. So another turnover forced by the Scotties, leading 19-11. Lombardo left wing, 3, short, no good. Rebound coming down for Remington Hart. So Lombardo hit on his first pair of three-pointers, but he's misfired on now 4 in a row. It's 19-11, the score remains early in the second half. To the left wing with Nick Ondo, now back between the circles for Kennedy Catholic. Over to Remington Hart, being guarded there by Porter. Porter pokes it away. It's off the leg of Hart, flying out of bounds. Stanley was the last one to touch it as he went flying in with Thorsten Hart right in front of us across on the scorer's table. Possession stays with Kennedy Catholic. Thorsten and Remington Hart out there, along with Cameron Gwynn. He's going to get the inbound pass down low. That's going to be knocked away from him out of bounds. Lucas Stanley was the one to knock it away. Nick Ondo also on the court for Kennedy Catholic. Braylon Thomas checking in for Brennan Porter, joined out there by Lucas and Matt Stanley, as well as Taylor and Fisher. Another inbound pass knocked away, and actually stolen away this time by Matt Stanley. He's going to go off to the races, coast to coast, stepping in. Stanley now with 6, and it's a 6-0 Union run to begin quarter number 2. Pass to the high post, able to track it down is Remington Hart. He drives in against 3 defenders, blocked up high well, but they're going to get a reach-in foul on the secondary attempt. So the defender from behind, clean swat, but they're going to say down low, Cam Taylor got him on the arm. A good call for the foul. It'll give Remington Hart a pair of free throws. 3 team fouls apiece here in the first half. Remind you, coming up at the half, we will have our Castle Asphalt halftime show coming up. If you're looking for quality, cost-efficient paving or construction services, Castle Asphalt and Construction will make your visions for your projects a reality. Remington Hart makes his first. Toes the line, second one, rattles in and out, no good. So 1 of 2 from the line. Score remains 21-12. Ball knocked out of bounds on the rebound. It will stay with the Scotties with the 9-point advantage. Winner of this one will take on the winner of Portage or Cameron County. That's the District 6 champion against the District 9 fourth place team. Cam Taylor between the circles, pumps, passes off to Matt Stanley. He drives in, tried to throw it to Taylor. It actually bounces off of him to Braylon Thomas. He takes the left wing 3, in and out, no good. That would have been the most unique assist you'll ever see on a basketball court. It was basically a chest pass like on a soccer pitch. Braylon Thomas steps in front of a pass, nearly got a steal and a breakaway, but he couldn't quite hang on to it. It goes out of bounds. Possession will stay with Kennedy. A 9-point Union lead, 5:44 remaining in the first half. It is a final from Shenango, 50-43. The Cats are victorious over Marion Center. I don't think either team led by more than probably 7 the entire game. Pass down low on the back cut. Good find to Cameron Gwynn, your first bench points for Kennedy Catholic. With 5:20 remaining in the first half, lead down to 7, 21-14. Matt gives it into the corner now for Lucas Stanley for 3. He knocks it down. His first of the night, his 49th of the season, lead back up to 10. And Stanley, who just lit it up in the district playoffs, putting up 27-26, and then another 5 3-pointers in the WPIAA championship game. Top of the key 3 and a big answer. Thorsten Hart with 9 points. And guess what? At the 4:45 mark of the first half, already the same number of points that you had for Kennedy Catholic in their last game. Answer at the other end for Matt Stanley. He goes coast to coast, makes it 26-17, 4:30 remaining first half. Scotties with the lead at home. Another backdoor cut. Thorsten Hart, though, losing it on the way up, and he's the last to touch it out of bounds. Turnover to the Scotties with 4:19 remaining. We'll have 2 more broadcasts for you tomorrow. Again, we mentioned the one right here. Audio coverage for the Lady Scots of Union. They'll be taking on Clarion area And then we'll also have the Newcastle boys taking on the Erie Royals. Matt Stanley wants it left wing, and he knocks it down. Matt Stanley feeling it. He's got back-to-back buckets, his first 3 of the night. So he hit the midway point of the second quarter. Matt nearly gets a steal on the near side, knocks it away. Lucas Stanley going for it for the save, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds, last touched by Cam Gwynn. So it will be another turnover, and we're going to have another timeout on the court with 3:55 remaining here in the first half. Timeout on the court. Scotty's leading 29-17 at lcsportsnet.com and a Trib Live High School Sports. The Red Zone, just up the road, Wilmington Road in the Shannock Township. They got all of your county sporting apparel needs. All 8 teams in the county, all 8 schools in the county, and all 8 teams in the state playoffs being represented there from our friends at the Red Zone. Union with possession, leading 29-17. Lucas Stanley thought about a long 3. Good closeout by Remington Hart to force him to bring it back down. Gives it to Caden Fisher to the left wing. Back up. Pass from Lombardo to Matt Stanley. He's knocked down back-to-back trays. 14 points for Matt Stanley here in the first half. Largest lead of the night now, 32-17. A quiet lead, really. Give and go. Pass right back down to Remington Hart, but stepping in front of her, Caden Fisher. He stripped that away like he was going against Port Allegheny in the state semifinals for football. On the rebound, going the other way, shot off the mark and knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Elijah Booker. He went face first into the floor, too, in the process, but it's another turnover. 8 turnovers by Kennedy Catholic, and I would say probably 6 of them are live ball turnovers. 3:10 remaining in the first half. It's a 15-point advantage for the U. Full court pressure, able to break it as Kennedy Catholic. Pass down low. Good job to knock it out of bounds. Matt Stanley tried to say it was double touched against Nick Ondo, but our officials say otherwise. By the way, our officials, Lenny Leeper, Matt Nemec, and Andrew Reiner, a veteran crew here tonight. Pass into the lane on the inbounds pass. Unable to grab it was Nick Ondo. We're going to get a held ball. It will stay with Kennedy Catholic. Down to 3:02 remaining in the first half. Quick scoreboard update, or scoreboard out-of-town scores brought to you by the Crane Room Grill. Mentioned Shenango 50-43 victory in their game at the end of the first quarter. A lead for the Laurel Spartans as well. I'll get you that score here in a moment. Atsley 28-11. Reagan Atkins now the all-time leading scorer for the Laurel Spartans girls basketball program. Good pass into the lane. Levi Hailstock can't get the shot to go, but he was fouled on the way up. Elijah Booker not in the position he needed to be, a little bit behind on the cut. He'll pick up the personal. His first, team's 4th. And 2 free throws coming for Levi Hailstock, the sophomore who did not play when these two teams faced off back on January the 15th. Makes his first, makes it 32-18. So at the 2:43 mark, already more points now on the board, as the second free throw is good as well. Already more points on the board for Kennedy Catholic than they had in that entire game. Stanley's going to get called for the travel as he kind of got tied up, didn't know what to do with it. Only the second turnover against the Scotties, leading 32-19, down to 2:36 remaining in the first half. So a couple nice announcements to start the state playoffs. They began the Shenango girls game with the announcement and the recognition of the 1,000th point scored by Emily Fadrizi. And Reagan Atkins just needed a handful of points to become the Laurel Spartans girls basketball all-time leading scorer. Matt Stanley's going to poke this one away at midcourt, and he's going to go coast to coast for the and one. Matt Stanley off to a hot start now with 16 and a chance to make it 17 at the line as the Scotties back up 34-19 now. Coming up after the game, we'll have our Maley Chiropractic play of the game. Seasonal allergies or changes in weather, they can all affect how you feel on a daily basis. Headaches, joint pain, sinus pressure, even congestion can all be alleviated by chiropractic work. Call Maley Chiropractic to schedule your appointment today. There's another nominee for your Maley Chiropractic play of the game, the and one there for Matt Stanley. 35-19 the score. Quickly at the other end, good cut and find. Remington Hart's going to get the bucket. He's now got 5. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Matt Stanley hesitates, drives in, is left all alone, and puts it in. He's now got 19 here in the first half. Timeout called by Union, another 30-second timeout, and you wouldn't think that. By LCAP. Well, what's powered by LCAP mean? Well, LCAP, in essence, like a Lawrence County Social Services, that's just one portion of what the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership is. They run the AXE buses. They work with the Head Start and PA pre-K counts programs. All sorts of great programs throughout the Lawrence County community run through the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. Sportsnet, just one of them. We thank them for all they do for us. Full court pressure out of the timeout, and Braylon Thomas is going to step in front of a pass, intercepted, swings it over now to the right wing. Peyton Lombardo, his three-pointer off the mark, no good. So Lombardo a little bit cold from downtown. Again, made his first 2, now 5 in a row he's been unable to knock down. Remington Hart, again, goes to the baseline drive, lost it, got it back, swings it into the corner, extra pass around the perimeter. Good closeout defense from the U. Thorsten Hart gets it down to Remington down low. We're going to have a whistle and a foul with a hold against Caden Fisher. That'll be the team's 5th with 1:27 remaining. Not sure we're going to get any health and motion bonus free throws here in the first half. Give a shout out to Mike Mirko at Health and Motion Physical Therapy. He's looking to get local athletes back on the field. Quality one-on-one time that patients deserve, hoping to limit these young student athletes, limit their exposure to pain medication. Physical therapy is a powerful alternative. Right now, I think Coach Mancino looking for some alternatives to turning the ball over because there's just been too many of them. Another one just dribbled off the leg and out of bounds this time. With 1:24 remaining in the first half, it's 37-21. Kennedy Catholic now with 10 turnovers in this first half. Against the zone defense, Jaden Wynn just checked in for the first time for the U. He gets it in the corner, swings it back around the perimeter. He'll get the return pass on the skip. Good ball movement to the right wing. Braylon Thomas splits the pair of defenders, lost it, got it back. He'll bring it back out as we hit the 1 minute to go mark in the first half. Scotty's up by 16. Wynn, extra pass to the corner to Lucas Stanley. He'll bring it back up to Matt. Swings it over right wing. Wynn for 3, short, no good. A little flat coming out of the hand. And out of bounds on the rebound. Actually, they're going to get a holding foul before it goes out of bounds. Team's 6th against the U. I believe it did get called against Jaden Wynn. I've not seen it go up on the scoreboard. There it is. Yes, Wynn's first. 6 fouls by 6 different Scotties. 45 seconds remaining. Kennedy down by 16. Thorsten Hart will cross the timeline, tries to dribble to the right wing. Back up between the circles. That's Hailstock. To Remington Hart now. running the motion. Remington tries to drive his way in, splits a pair of defenders. Good Euro step, no good on the shot. Ball knocked out of bounds, last touched by the U. It'll stay with Kennedy Catholic with 28 seconds remaining. Maybe we just need to make that permanent. Instead of Union, just call this Union the U, and Reimersburg can have the Union. That's what everybody thinks of when you say Union, apparently. Ball knocked out of bounds, last touched by the Union Scotties. It will stay with Kennedy Catholic. We had another wrong Union situation. Paperwork for this broadcast actually ended up being sent to Union Reimersburg instead of Union Township, Union area here in Newcastle. Remington Hart gets the pass on the inbounds, lost it, got it back, can't get it to go. But he's fouled, and he's going to get a pair of free throws on the way. 17th foul against Union. Remington Hart, Coach Stanley said, is one to watch out for. Plays hard, does the 6'2 senior. Doesn't want this to be his last game in a Kennedy Catholic uniform. Gets the first one to go. 37-22 now your score. Hart toes the line, makes them both. 7 points for Remington Hart. Union up by 14. It looks like they will hold for the final shot. We're down to 15 seconds remaining. Trying to call out the play from the bench. Coach Stanley directing traffic. Matt on the floor, gives it to Lucas. Goes right wing with 7 seconds left to Braylon Thomas. Skip pass over to the left corner. Somehow gets it to Lucas. Catch and fire. Hits off the top of the backboard. It almost came down in. No good on the shot. 3 at the buzzer the other way. Off the rim and no good from half court. And that's the end of the first half. Union led by 3 at the end of 1, but they outscored Kennedy Catholic in the second quarter by a score of 23-12 to take a 37-23 lead to the halftime break. We'll take a break here as well. Back in a moment, you're listening to the Class 1A PIAA playoffs, Union and Kennedy Catholic, here on the Lawrence County Sportsnet, powered by to discuss your next project.
Trib Live has a little something for everyone. Sports from high school to the pros. News from across the street and around the world. Arts and entertainment, lifestyles, opinion, weather, photo galleries, video. You can even find your next job, house, and car. So look alive, Pittsburgh, and get the news you want and information you need all in one place. TribLive.com. TribLive.com. News and more 24/7.
In need of a lawyer? Contact Medore Bonner Law, a boutique firm offering tailored legal services and over 120 years legal experience. County residents with strong family ties to the community, Jason Medore and Michael Bonner, established Medore Bonner Law to provide clients with legal expertise and personal attention. Guided by their professional staff, you can feel confident your rights will be protected. Call attorneys Jason Medore or Michael Bonner, or visit MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition. For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. This is your Castle Asphalt halftime show. Castle Asphalt provides commercial or residential asphalt paving, commercial site work, and commercial line striping. You can visit castleasphalt.com for more information or to request a free estimate. March Madness for the NCAA tournament will begin just under a week from now, on Thursday the 16th, but March Madness begins in the PIAA state tournament here tonight. Union with a 37-23 lead at the halftime break over Kennedy Catholic. We'll get you the full score recap here in a moment. We're missing 2 points for the Union Scotties, so we'll have to go and confirm that. But we got Matt Stanley leading the way with 19 points. Peyton Lombardo with 6, Lucas Stanley with 3, Cam Taylor with 3, Braylon Thomas and Caden Fisher each with 2. Thorsten Hart leads Kennedy Catholic with 9, Remington Hart with 7, 5 for Halestock, and 2 for Cam Gwynn to round out the Union Scotties scoring. And again, a quick scoreboard update for the other games going on across the area. The halftime score, actually it was just before halftime, the last score that we got. Laurel was leading their game 28-11 in girls basketball over Sharpsville. Shenango already a final 50-43. The Shenango girls win over Marion Center. That was a great game the entire way through, just finally pulling away in the last couple of minutes in that one. We'll look for score updates on the Neshannock boys, the Neshannock boys are tomorrow, against Oil City, and the Neshannock girls doing battle here tonight on the road against Westmont Hilltop, a really strong team. And the other game we're going to get a score update on here is Wilmington, the girls against Our Lady of the Sacred Heart. We'll try to get you those score updates, but while we have a moment, we're going to step aside one more time. We'll be back with the second half. Union leading Kennedy Catholic 37-23 here at lcsportsnet.com. Today's broadcast brought to you by the Union Boosters. Are you looking to make a difference? Well, here is your opportunity. Lawrence County Child and Youth Services is looking for compassionate foster parents now. If you are over the age of 21, in good health, and wanting to help a child in need, we're in need of you. Receive free training and compensation by becoming a foster parent. Call 724-658-2558 and let Bill, Brooklyn, and Heather get you started. Make a difference and become a foster parent today.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale-Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Looking for a unique way to expand your business? Advertise on the Lawrence County Sportsnet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN.
Trib Live has a little something for everyone. Sports from high school to the pros. News from across the street and around the world. Arts and entertainment, lifestyles, opinion, weather, photo galleries, video. You can even find your next job, house, and car. So look alive, Pittsburgh, and get the news you want and information you need all in one place. TribLive.com. TribLive.com. News and more 24/7.
In need of a lawyer? Contact Medore Bonner Law, a boutique firm offering tailored legal services and over 120 years legal experience. County residents with strong family ties to the community, Jason Medore and Michael Bonner, established Medore Bonner Law to provide clients with legal expertise and personal attention. Guided by their professional staff, you can feel confident your rights will be protected. Call attorneys Jason Medore or Michael Bonner, or visit MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
Back here at the Cavelli Fieldhouse, 37-23 your score at the halftime break. The one score we were missing, a 2-pointer from Brennan Porter, was missing from our list on that scoring. Matt Stanley leading the way with 19 points, and that's going to be significant here in a moment because he came in needing 32 to tie and 33 to break the all-time school record boys or girls basketball in Union Scotty's history. He had a 37-point performance against Western Beaver the night that he broke the boys' all-time leading scoring mark, and in the process passing a couple legendary names. The game before that, he passed Rob Nogay, the girls' coach and principal here at Union. He's now number 4 all-time, but also is a WPIAA championship coach at his alma mater. He then passed his father, Mark Stanley, and his head coach for second, and then just a few seconds later, a steal and a pass back from Caden Fisher to make that three-pointer from the top of the key. And everybody knew it. Everybody had the points, and we had fans all around who kept turning around and asking us for the point total throughout the course of that game. That was a really fun moment for a really great kid and playing their own game in doing it. I mean, it wasn't like he was chucking up shots on his own. It was just working within the flow of the offense to get that 37 that night. He needs 32 tonight to be able to get to tying the all-time scoring record. He would need 33 to become the all-time leader in Union basketball boys or girls scoring history. And just about 20 years ago is when Carlin Busby was here, graduated in 2023, so 2003, excuse me. So that is exactly 20 years ago. Trying to get you another score update on that Neshannock-Westmont Hilltop game. It's a NFHS broadcast, so we do not have the access to it. We'll try to get you an update when we can, and also try to get you an update on the Wilmington versus Olsh game. That's a good one in Class 3A between District 7. There you go, at the half, Wilmington leading Olsh 28-22. That one just announced by our good friend, Mr. Tom Reisenweber. They're from up in Erie Country, and with that, we're now underway for the second half. And Union will have first possession with this 37-23 lead. Already run 15 seconds off the clock. Matt Stanley, top of the key, poked away from behind as he drove into the lane. It will stay with the Scotties. Into the front court. Now they're going to bring it back out and look to run a little motion. Both coaches actually sitting on the bench in this one. Interesting as they just go four corners, and Matt Stanley drives right in and gets point number 21 on his way to the hoop. Again, winner will take on either Portage or Cameron County. We'll try to get your score update on that one as we go along here as well. 39-23 the score at the Fieldhouse. Union up 16, their largest lead of the game, and it's taken away right away as Thorsten Hart gets into double figures with a foul line jumper, and then we're going to have a whistle in the backcourt. Levi Hailstock with the tripping foul. First foul of the second half. 39-25 your score here at home, and you can make all the comments you want about home games or not home games. This one works out nicely when the two schools are only about 20-some miles apart. This one works a lot better than, say, Monessen going to Otto Eldred, a 4-hour bus ride. Neshannock-Westmont Hilltop, a couple hours. Even that one's not terrible. I prefer neutral sites, to be frank, though with home games we are able to get a couple broadcasts on the air, which we're always fine with as well. Running the motion, pass from Cam Taylor, knocked away right back into his hands as it was a little bit behind Fisher. Now Fisher will get the ball back. Running the motion offense, is taking their time. Lombardo now has an open lane and drains one. He missed a bunch in the first half, and he's got now 9 points. Made his first two, misfired on 5 in a row before draining that one. 67 three-pointers on the season for Lombardo, but he's going to get a foul called against him as he will pick up the personal. Remington Hart just drove in. Remington Hart in the first half was 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. He'll toe the line. First one is up and in. He's got 8, 6:21 remaining in the third quarter. Kennedy Catholic has fought hard, though they have not led in this game. We're tied at 2, and that's about it. Union up by 15 right now. Stanley with possession. That's Matt Stanley. Goes left wing to Caden Fisher. Into the corner for Porter. He'll bring it back up. Gives it to Matt, being closely guarded there by Hailstock on the left wing. He tries to drive baseline, and he's going to get a whistle and a foul as he went to drive the lane. It's going to be 2 hands on the body against Remington Hart. Second foul against the Golden Eagles here in the second half. No one in any real foul trouble. That's the second on Remington. Porter will get the pass between the circles. Thought about stepping in for a shot. Doesn't. Hands it off to Matt Stanley, and he's going to be held. We'll give a foul this time against Levi Hailstock. So 3 fouls in about the last 60 seconds. 2 in the last 5 seconds against Kennedy Catholic. That's the second against Levi Hailstock. Nice crowd on hand here tonight. Again, when you have 2 local teams, not terribly surprising that you can be getting a nice packed gym. This gym holds just shy of, or just over 900, excuse me. I think 950 was the official total that Coach Niebala told us. Porter, left wing, open for 3. Back iron, no good. Face guarding against Matt Stanley, so he's going to get the easy rebound because Levi Hailstock never saw it, and as a result, he's going to pick up his 3rd foul. Well, that's the trouble with face guarding. Somebody's got to yell out that the shot is on the way. Levi never got that message. Matt drives in, jump stop, left-handed layup is in. 44-27, we're down to 5:30 remaining in the third quarter. Union a 17-point advantage, matching their largest of the night, trying to answer the other direction. Shot off the mark from the corner from Max Southworth. He's still looking for his first points. Union with possession coming the other way. Matt tries to go coast to coast, hands it back off to Taylor, who passes down low, gets the return pass on the high-low from Fisher and knocks it down. Timeout called by Kennedy Catholic with 4:59 remaining in the third quarter. Union a 47-27 advantage. Another 30-second Pontius Insurance timeout. Again, give a shout out to our friends at Pontius Insurance for all they do for us and all of our fine sponsors. As you're listening here at lcsportsnet.com, make sure you visit these fine patrons. Make sure you tell them that you heard about them on the training. Listening in from Florida, we thank them. Today's broadcast brought to you by the Union Area Boosters. They're also proud sponsors of our broadcast tomorrow, as the Lady Scots of Union will take on Clarion. Union Boosters remind you again, their booster golf outing will be coming up Memorial Day weekend, the 27th of May, at Bedford Trails. Back to the action, a little half-court trap, and it's going to lead to a steal as Matt Stanley's going to get the strip. Going the other way, Cam Fisher behind the play, falls to the ground. Matt Stanley, a spin move into the lane. The ball hangs on the rim for about 3 seconds and finally goes in. Stanley with 25. Three-pointer from the left wing, well short from Levi Hailstock, no good. Coming the other way with speed, Matt Stanley finds the trailer. Taylor pumps, steps to the left, his three-pointer short, no good. Fisher skies up for the rebound. He averages 7 rebounds per game. Gets an extra possession for Union. Matt again drives into the lane, finds some room. His left-handed shot, though, a little too strong this time. We're going to have a reach and foul on the rebound against Brennan Porter. 49-27 your score with 4:06 remaining in quarter number 3. It's a 7-0 Scotties run, their largest lead of the night at 22. Connor Eckert's going to check in for the first time, so all 9 seniors into the game here today for Union. Connor Eckert, the 6'3 senior. Strong minutes against Imani Christian in that WPIAA championship game. Imani, by the way, leads their game at the end of the first quarter. Actually, 5 minutes left in the first half now. Score 41-23, Imani leading Clarion. Bodies flying all over the place yet again. You love seeing the help, everybody going and picking each other up. And now with 3:59 remaining, we're going to have a timeout on the court. 3:59 remaining in the third quarter. Sportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN. Union Boosters are somebody who are doing that. We thank them again for their sponsorship of tonight's broadcast at LCSportsnet.com. Coming out of the timeout, Kennedy Catholic will have possession, trailing 49-27. Score update real quick. Laurel now leading 52-23 over Sharpsville as they start the fourth quarter. So mercy rule close to being in effect there. Union a 22-point advantage here. They might send Kennedy into the mercy rule for the second time this season. Thorsten Hart with possession will swing it over to Remington Hart. He's looking for Brock Ondo, the freshman, in for the first time here tonight. Keeping it, though, as Remington tries to drive baseline. Stopped there by Eckert. Brings it back out. Cameron Gwynn back between the circles to Thorsten Hart. Running the motion down to 3:30 remaining in the third quarter. 22-point lead, and we have a whistle and an offensive foul as lowering his shoulder was Cameron Gwynn, sending Braylon Thomas flying. He gives a little smile at the end of that one. That change of possession brought to you by Medore Bonner Law. Make sure you protect your possessions at MedoreBonnerLaw.com, your community firm with a personal connection and individualized service. 13th Kennedy Catholic turnover of the game. First foul against Gwynn. Lucas Stanley catch and shoot from the left wing, knocks it down. His second three of the night. 8 3-pointers for the Scotties here this evening. Actually, it's 2 threes by 4 players each. Pass deflected by Matt Stanley. Got his hands up, stolen away, and then was stolen away by his own teammate, Braylon Thomas, who was just off to the races and gets the right-handed lay-in. It's now a 12-0 run and a timeout on the court taken by Kennedy. As is the Neshannock at Oil City game. That is also a 3 o'clock start in Class 3A action. Here in Class 1A, Union 54-27. Try to get you a score again on that Portage-Cameron County game. But back to the action here. Kennedy Catholic with possession, but on the wrong end right now of a 12-0 run. Scotty's largest lead of the night, doubling up Kennedy Catholic, 54-27. Into the corner, left alone, Thorsten Hart for 3, wide open. He'll drain that. Hart with 14, Remington Hart with 9. That's 23 of the 30 points on the board for Kennedy. Lucas Stanley, though, is going to answer this one from the left corner. His third 3 of the evening, picking up right where he left off in the district playoffs. Whistle and a foul in the corner as Matt Stanley got tangled up there with Remington Hart. 57-30 your score. That was the first against Matt Stanley. Brendan Porter's the only player with multiple fouls for the U. Drive in, swatted away by Braylon Thomas on the effort from Levi Hailstock, but they're going to get a foul as he got a lot of arm to go along with that ball. That should be Braylon Thomas's first foul. Check that, his second. Team's fourth. Kennedy Catholic at 5 fouls with 2:06 remaining in the first half. And how about this? Did not see this. We do not know, we will not know tonight who Union or Kennedy Catholic will play in the next round. Portage Cameron County has been postponed to Saturday. Interesting. Inclement weather, so they will play tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Second free throw on the way is good for Levi Hailstock, so he makes 1 of 2. Hailstock now with 6. So interesting development there is be a shortened trip now. Inside out game, Mark Stanley gets it back out to Matt. Lucas also on the court, so you got the 3 Stanleys on the court. Dad and eldest brother on the bench. Running the motion, Elijah Booker gives it back over to Braylon Thomas. And we're going to have a moving screen against Elijah Booker as Matt had the jersey tug trying to get away from Thorsten Hart, but then Booker didn't get set as he set the screen. Another Medora Bonner Law change in possession. A local firm with deep ties in the community. Visit MedoraBonnerLaw.com. Find out how they can serve you. Flexible appointment hours. Medora Bonner Law always has a team of experienced lawyers and staff who are ready to help. We'll see if we can get a brief conversation with Coach Stanley after the game and see how that impacts their preparation if they're able to maintain this 26-point lead. Pass down to the block looking for Remington Hart. It's going to be knocked away from him, and then it's going to be wrestled away, and a held ball will keep possession with the Golden Eagles. Down to 1:19 remaining. Bodies flying all over the court, and Elijah Booker ended up the worst of that one. He was on the bottom of the pile, and Remington Hart actually kind of accidentally rolled over him. Everybody seems to be okay. 57-31 your score. Union has not trailed in this opening round game. And again, we do not know who they will play in the next round. No matter what, we will not know tonight. 3-pointer from Max Southworth is going to be short, no good. Lucas Stanley will get the rebound for Union with 1:10 remaining in the third quarter. Matt Stanley drives right to the lane, lost it on his way up, though. Thorsten Hart poked it away. Here comes Remington Hart the other way. Going to be blocked away from him out of bounds. Lucas Stanley able to get a hand on the ball as Hart lowered his shoulder trying to get into the lane. He was looking for a foul, doesn't get it. Remington Hart, one of 4 seniors on this team. Bodies flying again on this inbounds pass, knocked away, and finally Levi Hailstock will take care of it. Throws to the left wing, long 3 is going to be well short from Thorsten Hart. Braylon Thomas going the other way, got caught in the air, didn't know what to do with it, tried to pass it back and has it turned over as the pass was deflected and stolen away. Good pass up ahead, and a reverse layup is in for Nick Ondo's first points. Great pass from midcourt for Kennedy Catholic. We're under a minute to play in the third quarter. 57-33 now your score. Union still with the lead. Matt crosses the timeline. Gives it over to Mark. Working the motion over to Elijah Booker. Now left wing. Lucas Stanley open for 3. Knocks it down. 4 of 6 from beyond the arc. Lucas Stanley lighting it up again. 10 seconds remaining. Kennedy trying to call out the play as Hailstock crosses the timeline with 6 seconds now. Down to 5. Drives in against Booker. Gets to the foul line, or gets to the baseline. It's knocked away from him. Stanley from half court at the buzzer. No good. It tickled the twine, but ends up just short. And he comes up a little bit lame at the end of the play, too. Favoring the ankle. Keep an eye on that with the end of the third quarter. It's 60-33. Union leading Kennedy Catholic here at lcsportsnet.com. Today's broadcast brought to you by the Union Boosters. Are you looking to make a difference? Well, here is your opportunity. Lawrence County Child and Youth Services is looking for compassionate foster parents now. If you are over the age of 21, in good health, and wanting to help a child in need, we're in need of you. Receive free training and compensation by becoming a foster parent. Call 724-658-2558 and let Bill, Brooklyn, and Heather get you started. Make a difference and become a foster parent today.
Having a safe and healthy home is not something to play games with, especially if your home was built before 1978. You may be exposed to extremely harmful lead-based paint hazards. If you're concerned about lead in your home, don't roll the dice on your family's safety. LCAP's Healthy Homes Lead Hazard Reduction Program is here to help you win the battle. Your family's health and safety is the goal. Contact the Department of Healthy Homes today.
8 minutes on the clock, fourth quarter coming your way here from the Covelli Fieldhouse. Union leading 60-33 as we get ready for the fourth quarter of action. Union will get first possession going from right to left. Matt Stanley with possession. He's got a game-high 25 points. Came in averaging 17 per game on the season. Works the motion, gives it to Lombardo. Now to Taylor, looking for a cutter. Back up to Stanley. He drives in, gets it back out. Extra pass over from Lombardo to Taylor between the circles. He'll bring it back down. Already 25 seconds taken up here in this fourth quarter. Lombardo on the left wing. He's playing a little layup game right now. By the way, Matt Stanley out there, no issue whatsoever, it looks like, with the ankles. We saw him hobble off at the end of that third quarter. 45 seconds gone in the quarter. Still Union with possession. Dribbling out near midcourt, trying to drive his way in. Now backs it back up, gives it to Lombardo. Double team there, looking for an open man. Gets to Fisher down the block. He turns, faces, looks to back his way in. Take one off the glass, hangs on the rim. It does not go in. So Fisher shot off the mark, but a minute off of the clock on that possession for Union to start this fourth quarter. 25 on the board for Matt Stanley. He needs 32 to become the all-time leading scorer in Union basketball history, boys or girls. Thorsten Hart saying, I'm not going anywhere yet. He gets the jumper to go. He's got 16. Still Union by 25. Left wing for Lombardo. Goes behind the back dribble, kicks it back out to Brennan Porter. He thought about a three. He'll bring it back out. Skip pass over to Fisher. Fisher directing traffic. He's going to Slippery Rock for football next year. Over to Porter. He's trapped in the corner. His pass deflected. Extra pass, though, from Fisher down to the block for Lombardo. Back out to Taylor. Makes a man go down. Gets into the corner. Lombardo for three. Shot no good. Brennan Porter's going to get the offensive rebound. Tries to pass it back up, but it's going to be stolen away there on a pass out by Thorsten Hart. Going the other direction. We're going to have a whistle and almost a tie-up from Matt Stanley, but ended up having a big collision between him, Lombardo, and Thorsten Hart. It will be the foul against Matt Stanley for his second. 5:56 remaining here in this 1A first round game. Final from Laurel is 57-31. The Lady Spartans will advance to the second round, the Sweet 16. And another whistle and a foul as Jaden Wynn just checked into the game for Matt Stanley. His night likely done at 25. But now we're going to get some health and motion bonus free throws with 5:54 remaining. No referral needed to visit Health and Motion Physical Therapy. Come in for a 15-minute consultation. Save those unnecessary trips to the doctor's office. Call 724-856-3683. They'll get you into the doctor's office or into the into the physical therapy office. I'll get it right eventually. Within 48 hours. Thorsten Hart shooting a pair of free throws, makes the first. Toes the line and makes them both. He's got 18 to lead Kennedy Catholic here tonight, but it's a 23-point deficit for the Golden Eagles. Wins pass, trying to get it down low to Porter. Is going to be deflected and picked off. Back-to-back Union turnovers here in the fourth quarter. Going the other way, and one for Levi Hailstock. Kennedy Catholic not going away without a fight. 60-39 with the free throw coming. And that brings Matt and Lucas Stanley back on the court. They're going to be joined out there by Wynn, Fisher, and Cam Taylor. Hailstock makes the freebie. It's a 7-0 run for Kennedy Catholic to begin the fourth quarter. Union running a little triangle delay, as our friend Coach Birch, Chris Birch, has called it. Trying to waste some time. Lucas hands it back off to Taylor. Back up to Matt, standing on the volleyball line with 6:15 remaining. Gets the call from Coach on the bench. Over to Fisher. Plenty of room. Now gets it back over to Matt Stanley. 5:05 remaining as Matt looks to drive, brings it back out. Win on the right wing. Back to Stanley with 5 minutes remaining. More time being wasted by the Scotties. Fisher's pass deflected right back in his face and stolen away there by Thorsten Hart, and then it's going to be a whistle and a foul against Fisher after committing the turnover. So Union's wasted a lot of time, but they have not gotten any points on the board or any real quality shots, and now we're going to have another trip to the Health and Motion bonus free throw line. It looks like it'll be Thorsten Hart to shoot him again. Already 4 of 4 from the line tonight is the 6'3 sophomore. We'll be hearing his name plenty coming up. Free throw is good, but they're going to get a lane violation against Kennedy Catholic, so it will not count. 4:51 remaining. And unfortunately, that means it goes down as a missed free throw for the first time tonight for Thorsten Hart. Union going 4 corners. Matt to Cam Taylor to Braylon Thomas now in the game. Playing catcher across the perimeter. That's it. They're staying above the volleyball line for the moment is Union. Down to 4:30 remaining. Stanley dribbling in a phone booth, lost it, and then got it knocked away. Coming the other way, Hailstock was grabbing onto the jersey of the defender, Lucas Stanley. No call there, and then Stanley gets his hands on the ball and gets the steal. Nice behind the back dribble from Matt Stanley into the lane for an and one. What a nifty move. Matt Stanley now with 27. Now with 27, he came in needing 32 to tie or 33 to pass the all-time scoring record, boys or girls, here at Union. First points for Union here in the fourth quarter, and fancy ones they were. Stanley now with 28 as he completes the three-point play. 63-40 your score. Thorsten Hart passing it down low. Nick Ondo pass down low and getting the player up in the air on the pump fake was Remington Hart. And injured on the play is Braylon Thomas as he went up for the block and basically landed on top of Remington Hart. Nice pump fake to get Braylon Thomas up, and good to see Braylon Thomas up to his feet and heading to the Union bench. He picks up his third foul with 4:02 remaining. We'll have our Tri-County Principals post-game show coming up after this one. We'll have to come up with a Melee Chiropractic play of the game as well as a LCAP player of the game. Remington Hart's first free throw up and good. He's now in double digits with 10. So Thorsten Hart, 18. Remington Hart with 10. Second free throw off the mark, no good. So that's 28 of the 41 points coming from the Harts. Across the timeline, they give it to Porter. Porter double teamed, able to get it over to Fisher between the circles. Is trying to run some clock down to 3:45 remaining. Union with a 22-point advantage. Led by 14 at the half, had a 12-0 run in the midway point of the third quarter to really put this one out of reach, though Kennedy Catholic has played strong here in this fourth quarter right now, outscoring Union by a large amount in this quarter. 8-3 actually in the quarter. Matt Stanley pumps, extra pass over to Cam Taylor, left wing three on the way, in and out, no good. Open look, but maybe one Coach Stanley says, we don't need to take that. 3:10 remaining. Top of the key, Thorsten Hart pumps. Can't get the shot to go up as he was double teamed really by a couple of jumping defenders. Back with it now is Hailstock. He goes into the lane and he's fouled on the way to the hoop. Kennedy Catholic making a living at the free throw line here in the fourth quarter. We'll have a timeout on the court with 2:50. Your dream design come to fruition. 2:58 remaining. Score 63-41. And more free throws coming for Kennedy Catholic out of the timeout as Levi Hailstock will take attempts number 6 and 7 on the evening for Kennedy Catholic. And his first free throw rattles its way in. He's now in double figures with 10. Union in the middle quarters outscoring Kennedy Catholic 23-12 and 23-10. Second free throw off the mark, no good. Pass down the court is going to be out of bounds. Knocked away, and I'm going to say it was not deflected. Matt having a fun conversation with Dad. Why are you making that pass? He said, oh, there's a guy open. Well, teammate didn't make the catch. And that's going to be the last time on the court. Last time on his home court here tonight, Matt Stanley's going to put up 28 points. He and Cam Taylor check out of the lineup. Elijah Booker out there with Brennan Porter, Connor Eckert, Lucas Stanley, and the other senior out there on the court is Peyton Lombardo. To the right wing, Brock Ondo with the ball. Also see Cole Summers out there for the first time. Elijah Smith as well, the senior out there for his final 3 minutes of his high school career. Volleyball line 3 from Thorsten Hart is too strong, no good. Rebound is going to go all the way out of bounds right in front of us. Brock Ondo couldn't track it down in time. Grayson Blakely will now check in for the first time, replacing Brennan Porter. He gets his curtain call. .228 remaining. It's a 63-42 lead. Again, coming up after the game, our Maley Chiropractic play of the game will be announced. Elijah Booker swings it over. That's Connor Eckert looking for Blakely. Gives it over now. Back to Elijah Booker. Closely guarded there by Brock Ondo. Over to Lombardo. Lombardo gives it over to Lucas Stanley. Running the motion now to Blakely. Down to 2:05 remaining. To Eckert. Top of the key. Left wing. Back to Booker. He has an opening. He's going to take the drive to the lane. Left-handed layup, though, will not fall. Hung on the rim. Had the open look, but it did not go. Still a 21-point advantage. Thorsten Hart pumps, kicks it back out. That's Ryder Chippini in there for the first time this evening as well. So new bodies out there for the Kennedy Catholic Golden Eagles. Thorsten Hart, sophomore, out there with them. He leads Kennedy Catholic with 18 points on the evening. He gets that pass as it went through the hands of a teammate, Chiappini. Chiappini gets the pass back down on the block. His shot no good. Held a ball on the rebound. Possession will stay with Kennedy Catholic. We're down to 1:24 remaining. We're going to have more subs coming in. Good to see Dane Jonke back out there. Also going to see Andrew Gettings check in and Jamel Mitchell out there on the court. Blakely and Eckert staying out there to complete the 5 for the Scotties right now. Foul line jumper no good. Jonke rebound ripped away from him by Brock Ondo. Back out for a right wing three-pointer, rattles home. Third three tonight for Thorsten Hart. Just a sophomore, bright future for him. He's got 21 here this evening. Down to 1 minute to play here from the Covelli Fieldhouse. Union with a 63-45 advantage. Drive in, Jonke kicks it back up to Grayson Blakely on the wing. Into the corner, Jonke, baseline jumper from 15 feet. Too strong, misses everything. Chippini, the freshman, gets the rebound. His pass up, looking for it, and Andrew Gettings is going to steal it away in transition off the right-handed layup, and good. Andrew Gettings with a basket. 65-45, down to 32 seconds remaining. Top of the key, 3-ball on the way, back iron no good. Rebound coming down with it is Andrew Gettings with 22 seconds remaining. That's only the second basket all year for Andrew Gettings. How about that? Blakely to Jonke with 12 seconds remaining. Rocco Galmarini's sitting at the scorer's table and gives a little high five from Coach Stanley as he comes back to the bench. He's not going to check in because the clock is going to wind down on this one. The Union Scotties will defeat Kennedy Catholic 65-45 here tonight from the Covelli Fieldhouse. Scotties will advance into the round of 16 to take on either Cameron County or Portage. We'll recap this one when we return here at lcsportsnet.com. Today's broadcast on the Lawrence County Sportsnet brought to you by the Union Area Boosters.